promising you an explanation as to why I've been gone for the last few weeks, maybe month. Well, I have good news. As you can tell from the title, we bought a house. Yay! So, this past summer, my husband and I went to visit Texas for about a week just to check out the neighborhoods, and Texas has been on our radar for a few years actually. For those of you who have followed me since the very beginning, I did a couple of videos while I was visiting Houston, Texas, and I personally really enjoyed Houston, but my husband wasn't really won over just yet. We had visited in May and it was just so humid and super hot, so we just wanted to put that idea on the back burner and to continue enjoying our lives in Los Angeles. It's been 2 years since that visit, and in those 2 years, obviously you guys have followed my journey, and we finally have our little baby boy, Banana. And he is just everything to us, and I just have wanted to give him this beautiful life I've dreamt of, a life that I didn't really have growing up. I wanted to give him a real home, a raw home where he has his own bedroom, a backyard, a place to play, somewhere safe. And that's drastically different from how I grew up. And I believe that every generation wants to offer more to their children, and it's the same for me and my husband as well, since we're both families of immigrants, and our childhoods here were more about survival. So my husband and I agreed that we couldn't raise our baby the way we wanted to raise him in Los Angeles. We looked and looked for a proper home with a proper backyard and a good school system, and it just wasn't feasible. So we heard lots of great things about Dallas. We've had a lot of friends actually move from California to Texas, but mostly to Austin. My husband and I visited Austin in 2014, and it was fine. It was a really fun place to visit, but I felt like it was a little bit on the small side. I do enjoy having a big city nearby so that I can reap the benefits of a cosmopolitan lifestyle, but also get to retreat back to my suburban home. So we went to Dallas this past summer, and we did what we normally do, which is try to discover restaurants, discover neighborhoods, and also go to as many open houses as we could. We went to several open houses, and the funny thing is that Texas has a certain floor plan, there are a handful of homes, and they have a certain style to them, a 1990s beige carpeted style. So during our trip, we gathered as much information as we could. We learned about different neighborhoods and which neighborhoods have different family-oriented amenities. For example, there's this town that has a freshwater man-made beach that's only available to residents, and we're just like, whoa, there is a blue lagoon in the middle of this town, which is pretty bananas because it's only open to residents. So the kids would have tons of activities to do during the summertime. And in contrast to California, a lot of the Texas homes are on the larger side and slightly more recently built in the 1990s compared to the 1970s or even earlier in California. And compared to Boston, even Boston, you have like 100-year-old homes that were built in the early 1900s. So looking at what we could afford, we could live in a beautiful home and send our child to a well-recognized school system and in an established community. And it just had everything we were looking for. We were looking for Asian food. We were outside of Texas. Texas has a bad rap. People think that Texas is full of cowboys and close-minded people, but in actuality, it's pretty multicultural, and people are very polite. And we didn't encounter any rudeness, especially since obviously my child is half Asian, and I was a little bit concerned about racism, but it wasn't an issue at all. Those were the things I was looking for, and Dallas offered them to us. So we jumped on it. We jumped on the idea of moving to Dallas. We gave our notice to our apartment in Los Angeles. At first, I thought we were just going to move into another apartment and just give ourselves time to really focus on which neighborhoods we wanted to key in on and eventually purchase a home. However, my husband had a different idea. We stumbled upon this home, and it's large in terms of California standards, but it is considered medium in Texas because everything is bigger in Texas. We were thinking, it would be nice to be able to move into a home and not have to move all of our belongings twice. Once into an apartment and once again into the home that we decide on in the future. So we were thinking, okay, well, the price of the home isn't too outrageous. Why don't we just go ahead and make an offer? We contacted our real estate agent, and they gave us a tour with their phone. They essentially just held up their phone and just showed us. They walked us through the entire house, opened all the closets, opened all the random doors into the laundry room. And can you imagine like video chatting your friend and being like, okay, I get the picture, right? But we didn't really get to see detail. We didn't get to see details of the hardwood. We didn't get to see details of like any of the trim. We had to trust our real estate agent in telling us like what the condition of like the patio was. We went through a tour, and my husband and I decided, okay, this is a nice home with a layout that we like. So we decided, okay, let's put an offer in and see what happens. And the next day, our real estate agent says there are several other people bidding on it, and we're thinking, oh man, we want the house, but we don't want to be in a situation of a bidding war. It's not what we want to do. So we raised our offer price $30,000 more, which, if you've ever been stuck in the California market, it's essentially nothing. But to us, it's, obviously a big jump. So we put our offer in, and we went back and forth on it so much because, every single dollar is money that's being taken away from Banana's college fund, and that's how I think about it in my mind. But my husband's like, okay, we can do it, we can afford it, it'll be still reasonable, we can make it happen. We put an offer on the house, our final offer, and the next day, our real estate agent said, oh, you got the home. And immediately, I wanted to throw up. That's not exactly the reaction you wish for, but we just didn't think we would get the home. And when the reality set in that the home was ours and that we're going to be responsible for paying for it, I felt physically ill because it's just a lot of money. So we started thinking, okay, so the next step is we got to start packing. So we packed up our tower, 2-bedroom little apartment, and my husband ordered these moving containers that we filled up ourselves. We packed 3 huge containers of our stuff, and still we couldn't fit all of our junk in there. We fit in everything we could, except for a couple suitcases, because we're gonna throw suitcases into the car and drive to Texas from California. So we filled up the containers, and it takes about a week and a half for the containers to arrive to Texas. So we were living on an air mattress, and the baby was sleeping in a works from home. He literally had his computer sitting on a chair, and he sat on a chair, and that was his office for a week and a half. So I had to make it work. I had to make my baby comfortable. I was still had like a little bit of a kitchen left to kind of make my baby solids, because he had just started eating avocados and sweet potatoes at the time, because he was about 6 months old. And we were camping out in our apartment for a week and a half. The items that didn't fit in the container were all this IKEA furniture, like bureaus, dresser drawers, our coffee tables, our dining room tables. So in our living room, it looked like an IKEA showroom. And I had to list everything on Craigslist. So every day there was like a stranger coming to the house, scheduling to come to buy something, to take something away. So every day I was really busy with that. And also we were saying goodbye to our friends, and we were just trying to, close this chapter up in our lives in California. But looking forward, our lives in Texas is much more agreeable to a family. And this is the status of our lives right now. Our baby's the center of our lives. We would do anything for our little banana. He's so cute, oh my gosh. And looking back, we should have done a few things differently. So we packed up the car with our suitcases and a couple of packages of food that eventually got thrown away because my husband didn't think it'd fit, along with my Tupperware. And we packed up the dog and we set off to Texas. Looking back, I think Victor and I should have just flown, and my husband should have taken the car with the dog and met us at the house. But we did it this way because we wanted to stay together as a family. And my poor baby, my baby's was strapped into that car seat for hours during the day, and he had just started solid food, so his whole schedule got messed up. We were staying in motels along the way, and it took about 3 days to drive there, 3 days of 6-hour driving. And we finally got to the house, and our real estate agent was there waiting for us with the keys. We moved in, and the containers arrived, I think the next day after we arrived in Texas. So we unloaded our stuff somehow with a baby. Someone had to entertain the baby while the boxes were moved in. So my husband would would empty out the containers. And then for the large items like the sofas and the furniture, we would have to wait until the baby went down for sleep at night. And then I would run down and help my husband with the furniture. And oh my gosh, I don't know how we did it. We should have hired people. Looking back, we should have spent the extra money just to hire movers to get everything in the house, because with my husband having to work during the day and me having to take care and feed and keep my baby happy, it was just a little bit too much. We were wearing ourselves a little bit too thin. So looking back, I was just really, really exhausted. I was really struggling with taking care of the baby by myself. Obviously, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm happy to do it. It's just that when there are nights where my baby has trouble sleeping, I also am not sleeping, and it's hard for me to function the next day. And we had many, many days like that all in a row because of the move, because of the packing, because of camping in our apartment, that our baby wasn't sleeping well. So I was really struggling, and I told my husband that I needed more help, so we decided that we would fly to Boston to see my family, and hopefully I would get a little bit more help from my parents and from my sisters. So what did we do? We moved into our new house in Texas. We were there for all of 1 week. We stood in line at the DMV. We did a couple of administrative things. So 1 week after moving into our house in Texas, we jumped onto a plane and flew to Boston for over a month. We've been here since around Halloween, and we stayed here for Thanksgiving, and we're still here. We're still in Boston. We're gonna go back to Texas pretty soon and see if the house is still there. security cameras. But we've just lived this crazy, we just have been living this crazy nomadic lifestyle. And I feel really blessed that my parents, my family in Boston have been able to help us with little Victor. I feel really fortunate that we've been able to figure out this new, exciting, crazy chapter of our lives. And I still can't believe that we bought a house without ever seeing it. We had to trust a lot of people to make that happen. So that's the update about my life. I'm gonna hopefully make another video to update you about the baby and all the things he's discovering and doing now. But I wish you a happy December,